was the principal?
The first, which is certificate number 8, was 426,905,730 cedis, 35 pesos.
And if you think you are so superior, I think the best thing is to show that you are humble enough not to look down on other people.
I am a humble person. My religion asks of me to be humble, and I do, but I cannot be humble to a person who is dripping with blood. Madam, that's my problem.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
That I will at all times.
That I will at all times.
Well and truly serve the Republic of Ghana.
Well and truly serve the Republic of Ghana.
In the office of Member of the Commission of Inquiry.
In the office of Secretary of the Commission of Inquiry.
Chapter 23 of the 1992 Constitution empowers every president to appoint a commission of inquiry by constitutional instrument into any matter of public interest. The functions of the commission, as stipulated in Article 280, must make a full, faithful, and impartial inquiry into any matter specified in the instrument of appointment, and also report in writing the results of the inquiry and furnish in the report the reasons leading to the conclusion stated in the report. There have been several instances whereby a commission of inquiry has been set up in Ghana, and some of these are the Constitutional Review Commission of Inquiry in 2010, the Justice Epau Commission of Inquiry to probe into payments from publics arising from judgment debts in 2012, the Commission of Inquiry to investigate the Ghana at 50 celebrations in 2017, the Commission of Inquiry into Ghana's participation in the Brazil 2014 World Cup, the famous Emil Short Commission of Inquiry to investigate circumstances leading to the Ayawaso West Wogon by-election violence in 2019. The above examples indicate that commissions of inquiry are of paramount importance to the good people of our dear nation, Ghana. Where there is smoke, there must surely be fire, and we would like to know the source of that smoke, whether it is really fire or otherwise, and who really sets that fire. This explains why we take keen interest in getting to know the reasons behind certain situations that affect the general population and create public interest. But the question is, what happens to the recommendations of the commissions of inquiries which are set up by the presidency? Are the reports made just for the document to gather dust on the shelves? Well, let's not go too far. On June 1, 2017, late President Mills established the Ghana at 50 Commission of Inquiry to probe and report on allegations of improper use of public and other funds, and also inquire into the use of any state property by the Secretariat, whether movable and unmovable, inquire into any other matter which appeared to the Commission to be incidental to or reasonably related to the Ghana at 50 celebration, and to make recommendations in respect to the findings of fact by the Commission. What happened to the recommendations? Justice Isaac Dosey is a retired appeals court judge, and he chaired the Ghana at 50 Commission of Inquiry.
We recommended that even though the award of the contract system was not very clear, the project itself was good. And the government should take it up, rearrange it, and let it be completed so that when we are traveling to Kumasi, for example, you will have a number of convenient rest stops to adopt. But so far, I'm yet to see any of those rest stops which are being built that have been being commissioned and being used. In effect, all the money that was used in trying to build those rest stops has gone to waste. But yet you are still campaigning against open defecation and all those kind of things.
He expresses disappointment over the failure of successive governments in fully implementing recommendations from commissions they set up to probe into matters of public interest, which has mostly been the case.
It's unfortunate that that impression is being created by successive governments, that the Committee of Inquiry is just to pour water on the flames, and then by the time everything is done, the calm will have been restored and the agitation of the people will have come to an end. So then that's the end of it.
The woes on the 31st of January 2019 may still be fresh in the minds of some Ghanaians who are yet to recover from the traumatic events that may have affected their lives or livelihood so badly. After making our motherland a better place to live, tell me where we gonna run to. When them say we have to pay for the oxygen we breathe. The day when several marksmen purported to be from the national security stormed the Labauleshi polling station during a by-election in the Ayawaso West Wogon constituency and brutalized some voters whom later identified to be NDC supporters. Their only crime, in quotes, was to fulfill their civic responsibility, which is thronging the center to cast their ballots. Yaro Ishawu is one of those. It's been pains, trauma since that fateful day, he says.
Our body is easy because our hospital, ya say you about fear, our families anywhere, obia uncle, obia emba. Sky, I say, any draw, any sub base na air buy about 470 million old currency. Samirika surgery na makakoye 8 times. Any draw matter getting to almost 770 million old currency. Me na NDC. And I'm take his base no or motia bibia edimami. Me bre ba o breria untimi fa live speaker nanti e wo krom say me bre o nti emboa me ni mu e kasapo sisi amenanu etwi me vase no etwi me pa.
Many others like Yarisha would share in his agony or even tell a more bitter story. Notwithstanding, the setting up of the Emil Short Commission by the presidency may have brought some hope that justice would be served. Meanwhile, after the 30 days period given to the commission, it's recommended, among others, the following: the criminal prosecution of Mr. Ernest Akomia alias Double for the unauthorized possession of firearms under Section 192 Clause 1 of the Criminal Offences Act. The immediate removal of DSP Samuel Kojo Azugu from command responsibilities at the Ministry of National Security, given his failure to appropriately command and control the SWAT team of which he had charged during the operation at the Labaulation School polling station. It's recommended that the IGP should reassign him. The commission also recommends that Mr. Brian Champo should be reprimanded for his ultimate responsibility as minister in authorizing an operation of that character on a day of an election in a built-up area. The payment of financial compensation to some persons on the basis of injuries sustained by them arising out of the reckless gunshots by the SWAT team. If my brother they struggle for France, I be French, oh. If my sister they struggle for, oh, I be human being, 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 oh, just like you. The EC should also explore the possibility of resorting to electronic voting or some other methods which does not depend on physical ballot boxes. The commission also recommends that an independent police complaints commission based outside the police structure should be established to deal with complaints from the public on conduct of police officers. Some recommendations were thrown to the dogs. Checks at the national security as at May 15, 2021 indicated DSP Azugu is still at post at the national security, contrary to the recommendations by the Emil Short Commission. Mr. Brian Champon, who was to be reprimanded as recommended by the Emil Short Commission, was reassigned by President Akufo-Addo as the Deputy Interior Minister on Thursday, February 13, 2020. Notwithstanding, it's been over 2 years and Yaro Ishau says he is yet to receive any compensation from government.
Recommendation be a Mario Omo prayer up to now. Minim and I be a chinana isa beka saskano de. Up to now dear. I buy 1 year she every time na I hospital no I buy one small beer I want me che 1 year she so Emma madam for almost see yen show mono. Even 1 city po I buy Emma in and out ni bibia me aduane a me di me kokoye dressing me family so musu omo play role kese.
His wife Aisha Yaro has been narrating the agony they go through on a daily basis.
I'm not a lazy woman. Me here so or corner round or your coaching. Imagine this years in Mankokro na yeti fie. Ye ube di kra sebi. E nyame adum bi keke because ye sorry I am consider obi bibi. E na ade we abetu ye. The nkwala so for school fees kra na
after making our motherland a beat when them say we have to pay for the outside.
Justice Tosi says failure to implement recommendations made makes the efforts of the committee or commission of inquiry futile.
They should understand that those of us who are doing those assignments put in our best. There were times during the committee sitting where I barely had 4 hours sleep throughout the 5 months of the committee sitting. And when it comes to time to accept or not to accept, some of the language that have been used, to say the least, very painful. Or, for example, the latest one where it was alleged that the committee who did the work on it didn't understand the terms of reference. It's very, very painful. But for people like Emil Short and Rita Mensah-Bonsu, her leadership, and the former IGP, Patrick Champon, for a young lawyer like that to say all these 3 heavyweights didn't understand the terms of reference of which they were working is painful.
For security consultant Richard Kumado, the setting up of committee and commissions of inquiry is just to delay punishments for government officials.
Public committees or public inquiries are ways governments adapt to delay punishment of government officials and to pretend as if they are doing something about the issues when they are actually not doing anything about it.
What punishment that comes when you are found culpable by a committee of inquiry is that you'll be banned for holding public office for 10 years. So the question now is whether, having found Azugu culpable, he should still remain a police officer or he can still be holding his public office. Because if I remember well, Azugu was supposed to have been irresponsible in the management of the team that he led. I also work on this.
Once again, the president, upon the happenings at a dry district in the Ashanti region, which has seen the death of 3 persons and some recorded gunshot wounds, has tasked the Interior Minister to form a committee to probe into the matter and give recommendations. The records of the unwillingness on the part of successive governments to implement recommendations made by commissions and committees of inquiries have got many citizens casting doubts on what will be made of the recommendations from the 3-member ministerial committee set up to probe into circumstances leading to the unfortunate occurrence of Tuesday, 29th June 2021, which followed the death of social media activist Ibrahim Muhammad, better known as Kaka.
Definitely, our history has shown that we have not performed creditably well. Either we are just above average or below average. If you look at Ghana State Commission, the Constitution Review Commission, the Judgment Debt Commission, Ayawaso West Wagon, the famous one, it's based on that history. People are therefore right to begin to speculate that the outcome of this particular commission or committee or public inquiry, government is likely to place a yellowish white paper on it and the outcomes will not be adhered to.
Yarisha is only hoping against hope justice will prevail in the Ejra killings, as he is yet to be served justice from the Ayawaso by-election violence over 2 years now.
Mitimi Diana Michelle television. Michelle idea SC ewa Ejra no. Miri na yesu ewa demwa. Because na mi kai idea SC ewa Ayawaso West Wagon. Special send them say police soldier ni akutu or shoot to the ground. In fact, na me television puma dum television because na me kai idea SC ewa so West Wagon for the past 2 years. Inti committee na abanu say yedi anu spo ya wushi ayasa asset committee bi ba menim ebia committee we are set here ebia bibi betumi afirmu ewo mu ba up to now yesa cash up to 2 years yasa committee bi so there menim just omo ye bibi ansa na metumi aka say oh committee no betumi for now there menim hope menim jidi say after all idea on baby something good will come out of it.
For Justice Isaac Dose, lack of political will is the reason for successive governments' failure to implement recommendations by commissions or committees of inquiry it sets up.
The political will is the problem. If you have the political will, you can do whatever you want to do. But if you lack the political will to carry on the recommendations of a committee of inquiry or commission of inquiry which you have set up for a purpose, then it becomes very difficult.
For security consultant Richard Kumado, one could only hope and pray, should there be any recommendations from the committee, it shall be fully implemented.
And we are just hoping and praying that should there be recommendations, government should be quick to adhere to those recommendations, which would be a good way to go in terms of the lawlessness we are seeing in our state.
Justice Isaac Dose urges government to commit itself in implementing as much of the recommendations from commissions and committees it sets up.
It would have been nicer if government commits itself to implement as much of the recommendations or the findings of a committee of inquiry which it deemed fit to set up, rather than just like a charade. It's a play. Everybody comes in and says what they want to say and the rest of it.
Richard Kumado holds the view justice could still prevail without setting up a committee.
Somebody has saw somebody dead and justice has to be being done to the family of the deceased. Is it necessary that somebody should be shot dead? I don't think so. Who shot the gun? They will need to find the person out. And you can only do those ones without setting up a public inquiry or commission of inquiry in the first place.
And I'm a bobo. I'm a footballer. I'm a professional footballer. 2 years plus. I'm a fear me to me yeshi. Me born pie. One day, me na best form anyhow. Man, I take a cry because for the past 2 years, I feel I meet to me find me now. SC form. Me nipa I beka say oh we oye bad boy and I say oye BBC I beg. Uba I can say bad boys. You point to we see okay bad boys with them. Me person J. I see that I made be man. We football we need the area. Any possible.
Until the Ejra committee brings their recommendations for the implementation by government to be made, we only hope that justice will be served for our fallen souls. But until then, that is yet another feature by Isaac Otu.
Whoa, yeah. Whoa. Tell me where we gonna run to after making our motherland a better place to live. Tell me where we gonna run to when them say we have to pay for the oxygen we breathe. Answer me now, Mr. Big Man. You know this area